What is up, guys? Bug out here. We're going to be doing a casual playthrough of the Stanley Parable. Now, I've not played this game before, and everybody recommends it to me and says it's a good time. So we're definitely going to check it out. I've heard it's kind of like a choose-your-own-adventure type thing, but also, I don't know. Everything I hear about this game is you can't really explain it until you play it. So I'm excited. Let's check it out. I'm already intrigued by the computer within the computer here within the computer. So hopefully it's a good time. Let's check it out. Let me make sure my... what, do I have to play with keyboard and mouse? Interesting. Alright. I did not realize this was a keyboard and mouse game. End is never, the end is never, the end is never. Okay. I had a controller already, but whatever.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I like the narrator already.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
It's a good story.
One day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Give me 1 second here, guys. I gotta pull something up real quick here. I didn't have the chat up. Alright. Can't really click on anything. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Like how the narrator's telling me where to go.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I just turned that off. That was interesting. I like work. I just hate my boss. Nice. What's that say? Alright. Username access. That's all I can read. Just turn it off. I have no idea where I'm going right now.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Why did that door close behind me? Alright. Okay, so I just played inside, and I'm pretty sure on inside I found out I was a sheep at the end of the game, or a puppet. He told me to go left, but... existential crisis. Alright, we'll go left. Do I? I'm no... Am I more of a sheep for disregarding his orders, or am I more of a sheep for listening to his orders? I think I'm more of a sheep for listening to his orders. Let's go right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Okay.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Alright, I'll look at the paintings. This narrator's getting a little...
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Well, now I feel like I gotta stay in here until I hear everything.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Oh my gosh. Oh, they just called me out. Oh, they called me out. Well, now I'm just gonna make him mad. Let's go. He might not have more for me. That was funny though. That was really funny. Alright.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room, and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Oh, see now? Alright. I'll go left. I feel like I'm going to have to replay this and go that way. But we'll go left here.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
But there's a giant red button. Alright, we'll just get back on track. I am a sheep. This is where I normally would have came through, right? Yep.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Tips for
Feeling a
not
wave
getting
of
fired.
disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive aggressively. Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. It's about how it goes. Synergize. Shift global market paired. Monetize free to play. Monetize free to play. That's how you do it, man. Hearthstone. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizer guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets on the topic of smudge. Complete today's unfinished agendas item. Write next day's agenda. Reflect. Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. This box is too small. And our boss appreciated. Alright. I'm sure there are lots of funny things to read in there. Broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Is there really nothing here? Seems like there's a broom.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Give me something.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
FA? I don't know what FA means.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Oh, I can just... That was me who closed it. I thought I was trapped. That scared me.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out.
It's true.
It didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Now I gotta tell somebody that I got the broom closet.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is.
Oh,
that
man.
Or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and
Oh, jeez, narrator. You really took it to 11 there,
I've
man.
come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous
Fortunately,
system,
I am still
and
here.
you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
I just gotta sit in this.
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby?
I got headphones on,
This
dude.
computer is dead. He
Headphones
or she
on.
has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. That's some good stuff. That's some quality material. I think that's going to be the end of the dialogue right there. Alright, we'll move.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
This is quality. This is quality stuff.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs
We'll
to
follow his
boss's
instructions
office.
for now. Which way? Whose office is that? Executive bathroom. Business time. It's business time. It's business. It's business time.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Amazing. Loading. It's been a while since I played a game with a loading screen like that.
The building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
I know this is kind of old, though.
It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape. Oh man, we're getting so meta here. Let's go. Mind Control Facility. I'm a sheep.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped.
Jeez.
Their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Or will I become the supreme overlord? Yeah, what's up here? Four. Okay. Maybe 4 times? Push it twice. Let's not be stupid. Alright. Come on, narrator, help me out here. What am I doing?
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
All right. That's probably the end of the game, right? I won! Oh. Maybe not. I can still kind of see.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine! Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
It's true.
Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building
Well, we gotta find that out.
As sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do.
Sounds
or
nice.
how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen.
That's why you follow instructions.
Stanley was happy.
What a happy ending. What a happy ending. Never play it again. No, you gotta play it again, right? The end is never. Let's go again. Alright. Walk out.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Who cares?
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Do not lie. If you are lying right now,
Stanley was
stop.
so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
This looks interesting. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. $5,000.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
It's true.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me.
Oh, I could have jumped on that, I think.
For her.
Who's her? Should have jumped off. Dang it, I'm not gonna make it.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Well, who's he holding hostage now? What is this, narrator? Oh, jeez.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
I can definitely unplug it. I'm gonna pick it up though.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
427.
All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
I do.
Who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm
I
trying to
think
make
she
a
does.
point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Okay.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Well, I'm dead.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
7 or 0.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost
I veered off the path, but I went to the worst. I think
As he
here.
wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions.
I gotta get to
Down another
these.
was a game with a baby, and he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Now you're making me not want to play.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be?
Oh, my desk
In
is coming
reality,
back.
all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one.
This is very depressing.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Let me out of this room. Oh, you're making me depressed about everything. I can't go anywhere. This is like BioShock Infinite. I'm stuck. I have to give the baby away. Spoiler alert, sorry.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
With the Stanley parable.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to.
This is a good
I
way.
don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey...
Wow, this got
to
really
him
meta
with
and really
composure.
heavy very
I
fast.
must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time... And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again,
Please die,
and Stanley
jeez.
pushed a button. And I tried...
Wow. That is a very depressing ending. That one hurts my soul. Well, let's
All of his co-workers were
let's
gone.
play again, I
What
guess.
could it mean? Stanley
Wow.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This game got super heavy, super fast. Alright, I'm jumping off the thing this
Stanley
time.
came to a set of two open
Quiet.
doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop
I
by
dig
the
this game
employee
now.
lounge
Super meta.
first, just to admire it.
Hurts my brain.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room? But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Alright. So, we get on this lift.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
But we want to get on this guy. Like, I'm guessing we can go down there, but we might die. That's a long fall. But...
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
After that last
I don't know
ending,
how
yes.
to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
He did
Let me
first
prove
time.
it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
How are you going to prove it? I'm listening. Danger everywhere. To B3. To B3. Do not stand on this side of the fence. 2B5? 2B4? 2B5?
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
I'm afraid of this man. Alright, I'll go through the red door.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley?
Oh
I
gosh, this
I
room.
wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution.
It's
Here,
bad.
let me show you. What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
But he knows. He knows I have to leave. Oh, except... Oh, there it is. It's definitely changing. I'm wondering if I can get an ending right here. Doesn't look like it. Oh, well, nope, it's still changing. It's making me dizzy. Because now it's green. Oh. My ears are killing me on that. Alright, time to go.
No, wait. Where are you going? Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
The narrator does not like this. He just wants to be peaceful.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
I really am hurting him. Oh! Really, game? Alright, I'll just go back. How about that? My only option is to kill Stanley. Oh my gosh. The meta of this game. It's just incredible.
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
Pretty. Nothing's gonna happen. I gotta.
No! What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here.
I wonder how many times he'll... I wonder if he's got a bunch of different things he'll say here.
You are going to stay here, aren't you?
It's very dark. Nope, okay. Gotta end it. I like it because it's actually the narrator.
You heard me before, didn't you? You will die! What about this isn't getting through to you?
Like, they're making the narrator an actual person talking to me right now. Like, please, I don't want to have to.
Please,
keep
Stanley,
talking
think about what you're doing.
And goodbye.
No! Oh, thank God.
Oh my
No.
gosh.
No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Makes me jump off again.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for
my
me?
gosh.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along.
I made this
I guess
narrator
that was
so
too
unhappy.
much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
There it
Is
is.
it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
I love how it cuts off. I'm going back. Well, that was morbid. These endings are heavy, man. Like, the first one was like, oh, this is nice, happy, fun, and now it's
How
like...
wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great. he
This is
thought to
different.
himself. This is what I've wanted all along.
This
I
is
got
different.
what I wanted. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
That was weird. That was a different statement than the first couple times. Alright. So let's go blue door this time. Let's go same thing we just did, but we'll
When
go
Stanley
blue door.
came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted
hope
to
the
stop
next
by the
ending's a
employee
little,
lounge first,
little less
just to
heavy.
admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, we didn't.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Look, I think we got off on the wrong foot here.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
So I just did. Not doing it.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
What?
Stanley walked through the red door.
No.
I still don't think we're communicating properly.
fine.
Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
Oh, I love this game.
Tell you what.
So good.
Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before.
I mean...
Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
If I go back that way, will it still give me the same options? Bet it will. But hey, let's do it. Let's take this.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try.
Okay.
Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version.
Oh my gosh.
To be perfectly candid, I think I've
All
knocked
right.
it out of the
Yeah,
park
let's check
with
it
this
out.
one. Let's take a look.
Nope. Worldwide leaderboard. Oh. Good old Neil. 2 seconds. Oh my gosh. Skip the intro sequence. Only the worst 3% of players choose the blue door. How long does it take you to get to the correct door? This is you. Oh, is that my actual time in this playthrough? That's awesome. Error, friends list empty. 98.9% of players are more attractive than Stanley. This is your superior. A dead rat. Oh, fantastic. Alright, so this way again?
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helps you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Oh my gosh, what's this gonna be?
In
Oh
this
dear
game,
lord.
The baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to
Oh.
the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
Oh my
Be sure to
gosh.
keep notes on your experience.
Alright, let's just lose. Oh, that's such an annoying sound. Oh. Yeah. Sorry, baby.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable.
Let's go out.
Since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Oh.
Well, Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley. Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose.
I was not
Watch this,
expecting
Stanley.
that.
I'm going to build a house.
Oh my gosh.
This will go here. No, here. And then...
Oh my gosh. I did not see
what does it need?
Minecraft
Yes,
coming.
of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable. Isn't it grand?
This
Isn't
is
it perfect?
so weird.
It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
Oh my gosh. This is so fantastic right now. I am literally in a Minecraft world. I can't do anything.
Oh my.
Are these
It
made
looks
by
like
the
it's
same
going to get a
people?
bit dark.
They
You
gotta
got a
know each
light?
other at least. I have not brought a light.
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
I should have kept going. What?
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box.
This is so
no way
awesome.
out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better
This is so
myself.
awesome.
What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out.
I can pick up the cup.
Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
This is so ridiculous.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte.
Oh my gosh, this is so good. This is so good.
Genius. No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty.
man.
I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games. And I highly doubt you're any...
Whoa. Okay. This seems like one of the, oh man, I'm afraid to go anywhere. Oh, and I fell. .508. Can I just pass something that said 508? Okay. Alright, so I'm getting funneled here. There's a light! Wish I could see what that was. .425. What number was I? I can't remember. 427? It's gonna take me back to my cubicle. Yep. Oh my gosh, what a ride. What a ride. Except I can't click on anything. Alright. Where the heck? What am I supposed to do right now? Oop.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end.
That's true.
Make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
There it is. The end is never. Man! Like, this is just... Okay, so I play it, and now I want to play it again.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Alright, so what other variation can I do here? I haven't tried just jumping off. Like, look at this. There's a door open right there, and I just want to get into that door. There's a couple paths I have not taken yet. There's actually a lot of paths I have not taken yet. Alright. I think I'm just going to try jumping
When Stanley
off
came
here.
to a set of two
I might
open doors,
die.
this was not the correct way to the meeting room. And
I think I might
Stanley
just
knew it
die
perfectly well.
that way, but we'll
Perhaps
see.
he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
And so
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't
just jump
5 years
off.
ago.
oh, can I go? That has a key card. Like, I feel like there needs to be a key card around somewhere. Alright, let's go for it. And goodbye.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what
Ted
to
Jelly,
do,
thanks for the
Stanley
follow,
left
dude.
from the platform
Appreciate it.
and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I kind of figured that's what that would be, but I had to do it. I had to find out.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It was the sound effect right with the death. Like, we did it. Yeah, that's pretty good. Solid stuff. All right. Wait, where at? This is different. What the heck is happening? Now I'm freaking out. This is completely different now. This game is just messing with me. What's up, Sad David? Like,
When Stanley came
That's
to a
different,
set of
isn't
two
it?
open doors,
Maybe
he
I'm-
entered the door on his left.
I'm pretty sure that corridor wasn't there before, but now, oh gosh, I'm questioning everything now. Alright.
This was not the correct way to the
The
meeting
only
room,
other thing I
and
can think
Stanley
this
knew it
way-
perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
The only thing I think I can
The lounge was
unplug that
grand,
phone that was
majestic,
ringing.
perhaps too majestic. Like a combination of a but eager to get back
So,
to business, Stanley took
I think I'm
the
going to try
first
that. I
open
may
door
end
on
up
his
doing the
left.
same ending that I've already seen here. And if that's the case, I wonder if I can
Stanley
just
was so
restart the
bad
game.
at following directions,
But-
it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
I'm going to try for it.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off
Up
on the wrong foot here.
here.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone
Think
you've been
about her.
neglecting, Stanley.
I love the
Someone
narrator
you've
they got.
forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Alright.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to... Oh, no,
There it is.
you can't... Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves
That
to
is not
one
what
another.
happened.
Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
I'm a real boy.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely.
Oh,
It's as
fantastic.
though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you
Oh my
properly
gosh.
on safe decision-making
Oh my
in the
gosh.
real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part
You've
of
gotta
being
be
a
kidding
real
me.
person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30?
My
I'm
goodness,
supposed to be
is it
having
4:30?
a back, sack, and crack."
What? I was gonna repeat, but then, oh gosh, I'll practice.
Excellent.
I missed it.
Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your
48,000.
choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world,
is a good
just
question.
remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At
Oh,
this
this
time,
is so
your
good.
instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
There you go.
Welcome back.
I know, I
You
screwed
may
it
have
up.
noticed that
I did
this
so
room has
bad.
begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice
is
you
what the
made
room
just a
actually
few
looked
minutes
like.
ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
This takes me back out here. Can I go back in? Nope, I can't.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you
Oh my
jumping off the
gosh.
platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative
Oh, now they
contradiction
take me
gets
down
any
there.
worse. Unfortunately,
nope.
it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
I'm a real boy. He put a fence around it. Okay. So does it want me? Where does it want me to go? Back. Yeah. All the previous doors are now open. Do not lie. If you are lying right now, stop. Is it taking me back to the office?
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to
I
the
see.
task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door.
How can I
on his
not go
left.
to the right here? How can I not go to the right here?
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Oh, everything's breaking. Okay. So I guess I have to go left. Okay. I've already been here.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now.
Man, he's
And what am I
mad.
supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work?
This is an existential crisis right here.
What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to.
Well, I have nowhere to go.
I have to.
Unless I can get over this. Jeez.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever.
Man, he's not
Now
happy.
Look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground.
Jeez.
What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't
chill,
even
man.
occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
I am a man.
Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect.
I'm so glad I already got that
worked
in
so
me.
hard on it. I tried so hard. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and
now we're getting
always
crazy.
putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of two
Old
open
man.
doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's break the game again. I'm a rebel.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
Oh gosh.
Behave exactly as
Oh my
Stanley would.
gosh.
That
We're
means
in an
choosing
infinite loop here.
responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
Yeah, I wonder if it
follow
just
my
is
lead
gonna
and
keep
you'll be
resetting
fine.
me here.
All right. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means
All right, one more
choosing
try on the right,
responsibly
and then we'll go
always
left.
putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
We're too late every time.
Behave exactly
All right,
as
we'll go
Stanley
left.
would. That means choosing responsibly.
You've convinced me,
and
game.
always
I'll go
putting
left.
the story
Unless there's a
first.
super secret
I'm quite
ending.
sure you'll be
Is there a
up to
super
the
secret
task.
ending for going
Just
right?
follow my
Probably.
lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
Fine,
he
I'll go
entered the
left.
door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Broom closet. It's locked. This is different.
Coming to a staircase,
Oh, they
Stanley
cut
walked
off.
upstairs to
I
his
can't even go
boss's
down.
office.
Oh, is it like taking my choices away? Oh man. This was a bathroom before. I couldn't get in it, but that is not the same office as before. It's business. Yeah, this is definitely
Stepping
different.
inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this.
This is completely
until
different
he
than the last
saw
time I saw
door
it.
with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer
Night
just
Shark
last week.
115.
Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown.
Can Stanley
He
speak?
drew a sharp breath
This will be
and
interesting.
then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115.
Stanley spoke the code.
I can't.
Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115. Night
I'm
Shark.
sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
You guys heard me. What the heck? What in the heck?
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect
I
Stanley
tried.
shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Oh my gosh.
Into a set of two open
Oh my
doors,
gosh.
he entered the
What?
door on the left.
What is happening?
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
The
I
end.
need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me?
Wow.
Is everything all right? Stanley,
Credits.
it's important. The story needs you.
All right, but I feel like I still didn't see
It
everything.
cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together.
I wonder if I
That's
stand there if he
what I
actually
need
goes
you
through
to
this
do. I simply
monologue.
need you to take that step forward, please. Choose.
Is my mic off?
Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know.
The story
I need
needs
this.
it.
The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay.
Oh, of course, it's made by Valve.
You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best.
I was wondering how they just were like, oh, and boom, you're in.
I'll wait
Portal.
for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Man, this narrator is a tough dude. He's got a rough life. See, this is different. What is this?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Welcome to the whiteboard ending. Nice.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Everything started changing. This is like, it's my brain. This is my brain on Valve.
When Stanley came to a set of two open
All right.
doors,
So we got a
entered the
couple
door
things
on
we
his
gotta
left.
check out still.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
So he made it
and
to like
Stanley
the
knew it
super meta
perfectly
ending,
well.
which I think is
Perhaps he
awesome.
wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Right, exactly.
And here it was.
That's exactly how I
the
feel right now.
lounge. What a room, Stanley thought to
What
himself.
a room.
What a room, what a room, what a room. This is what Stanley thought. What a room. What a room, what a room. What a room. Va-va-voom.
Oh, this
What a
guy.
room.
This guy's so good. Whoever they paid to narrate this, they needed to pay more.
Yes. Really, really worth it being here in the room. A room
Alright,
so...
whoa.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the
Alright.
first open
So
door
I have
on
not
his
gone
left.
down this elevator that's here.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
I wonder if this will take me to the same, like, mind control area.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
Well, I guess left's the only way I can go.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake.
What a jerk.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right?
Well, now I'm confused.
What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Hey!
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Oh,
Okay. We just
so
just
good.
back to oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Alright, so that ending wasn't that great. See, now everything's reset.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright. See, I wonder if I can get over there. I really do. It's annoying. It's like that open door that's just out of your reach. Like, what's in there? The windows. What's in that room? Can I get up in those vents? This game toys with your emotions. Toys with them. Like, see? Open doors everywhere.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted
Oh my
the game over,
gosh.
completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on.
Oh, gosh.
Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure.
It does.
Come, Stanley.
Oh, jeez.
Let's find the story.
The meta does never end. You are absolutely right. Oh, let's go this way. Are these open doors? Did I find them? Oh, maybe not. Now I'm lost as crap. Oh, man.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not? All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay,
Oh, there's no
it's
doors.
worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from.
Okay, yep, it's
Why
worse.
don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Yeah, come on. That door wasn't there before. This was... Come on, open. Oh, I want to check those places out.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Oh, this looks creepy.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
Yes! Yes!
Oh, no, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Gosh. I won. Oh, the Stanley Parable Adventure line. All right, let's hit it.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
That's a different direction, though. Yeah, this is a different room. All right, I guess follow the line.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there?
The
Or to
meta
put it
never
another way,
ends.
is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward,
Oh my
are
gosh,
we
my
implying a
brain.
journey
My
such
brain.
that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation
I-
of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is
Oh
in
my
fact
gosh.
a byproduct of
my
one's
gosh.
subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office
Well
in
run.
fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
Oh my
You know
gosh.
what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
What is happening? Oh, cool. Hey, how long do I follow this thing? The heck? What in the world? Okay, that is a trip right there. Look at this. That is so awesome. I got that. That is seriously one of the coolest things I've seen in a video game, I think. This music's killing me now, though. I need it to end.
Cut the music.
Oh, thank
Go
you.
back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
Thank the Lord
Make
the
sure
music
you
ended.
study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Alright, got it. Fern.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No.
Yes, the other
Ryan,
side.
You do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Oh,
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us?
Yes.
After we trusted you. After everything we've been through.
yes.
You... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Oh my gosh. Ba-ba-da-da-ba-da-da. Oh, now he's just
You
not
know
here.
what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make
can't
up
we?
our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Guys, this is every dream I've had in this game so far
Now,
come true.
yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you
Oh,
want
no.
our story to be?
Now the infinite
Go
loop.
wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again.
The
Stanley,
line.
I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it. and We should be fine.
Just ignore the line. Oh my gosh. My brain hurts so bad playing this game.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From
Oh
here,
my
the
gosh.
story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere.
I'm such a sheep.
Which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse
All right, I'm gonna
door's
stop running in
origin.
circles.
So
Gonna make
starting
myself
from the
sick.
right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts,
Yes.
the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion
6-3
ending.
start.
You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed
Oh
to
my
restart
gosh.
the game what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all...
Find the
Determined.
confusion ending schedule.
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide?
After a
Why
long
don't
time,
I
Stanley
get a say
dies.
in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on.
The bolt
I don't want
doors
to be
led
trapped
here.
like
That
this.
is awesome.
I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I
That
won't
is
do it.
awesome
I
right
won't
there.
Do it.
That both doors are here.
And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Oh! Well, that was enjoyable. Okay. I don't know how many more of these crazy endings I can go through.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alright. So that's what that elevator to the middle does. So now I'm actually
Stanley
on
came
the
to
left
a set
track
of
here.
2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
The broom closet's not here this time. Interesting.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Haven't gone
hoping
down.
he might find an answer there.
Let's go down.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What's up? Yeah, Gigi. I'm gonna call you that. Sorry. Fire hose. There's a car.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Seems like it.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion
Not
that it had
much,
been on
man.
the tip of his
My
tongue.
brain is
He
melted
just hadn't
from
found
this
the
game.
words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real
I'll have
life
to
job
hear this
pushing
narrator
buttons.
droll
I
on.
may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Whoa.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts.
I don't think I
And
can.
while he thought it all very odd,
My
and
brain
wondered
is
if this voice spoke to all
beyond
people in
fried
their
at this
dreams,
point.
the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that?
Yeah, I
This
wanna hear
voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal.
I'm afraid what's about to happen.
Everything will be fine. I am okay.
That's not good.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice?
Oh my gosh.
Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh my gosh.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day.
This is such a long
Very
story.
important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the
my
rest of her
gosh.
life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Wow. Wow. Jeez. Alright, that's the I took the stairs down ending. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone.
I got like
What could it
one
be?
or two more in me,
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
depending on how
secured
heavy
some
they
ammo.
are. I already got to the end.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, so cut through here.
Yet
go
there
up
was not
the
a single person
stairs.
here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his
Oh, here's the
boss's
room
office. Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
So good. I'm glad that it remembers I've already been in this broom closet. Fantastic. Alright.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright, so there's like a bathroom over here. Oh, I can open it this time. To be rich, is it a crime? To commit crimes, isn't it rich? What a life it would be to have to pick just one. Extreme bathrooms. Time. Alright, I apparently cannot click on anything. Oh, I couldn't come this way last time. Creepy panda. Elevator. The first time I came up here, I don't think it let me come this way. Okay. Really? Is this... Oh, down. This is really the whole point of this elevator. I was enjoying myself. That's definitely for sure. I can hear... Is the narrator? I can definitely hear the narrator. He's saying something, or like singing. He's dancing. He's dancing with me. This is the most fun I've had in this game so far. Not really. I've had a lot of fun in this game. Okay, I guess I gotta leave. Okay, this is so weird. This is so weird. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be?
I couldn't throw anything. I
In
wanted
fact,
to.
this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. "2845."
I love making this narrator mad at me.
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Alright, good. Alright. So, I have two possible endings this way. Still. That I know of. One is taking control of the machine myself, and the other is... What is the other one? Going this escape route. So I think I'm going to do the take control of the machine and become superior
Stanley
overlord
walked straight
myself.
ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Go this way first, and then we'll,
The
I think
lights
the other
rose
one
on
would
an
be our
enormous
last
room
one.
packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
I love how you can see
And Stanley, one of them,
the other spot that you come in
eternally
up there.
monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his
Can't remember what
emotions
number
had been
Stanley is.
manipulated to accept
420
it
something, I think.
blindly?
Maybe not. Oh, there it is.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or
5.
sad.
Okay,
or
earlier I
content.
saw there's a 4
Walking,
up there.
eating, working, all of it monitored
let's hit
and
'em.
commanded from this very
Okay,
place.
3.
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
2. 3. 4's up there. There's a door up there. Oh, my brain. Like, my brain literally hurts right now, guys. I'm not making that up. My brain is extremely tired from playing this game. 5. Well, I guess we gotta turn it on first. That's annoying. Oh, we're turning on, baby.
And when at last he found the source of the room... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it.
Oh my gosh.
Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a
Okay,
crisp.
I've pushed all these buttons.
I have to say this, though.
3,
This
4, 5.
version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why
I'm
not?
so confused.
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off?
Yeah.
I mean, look at you. running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button.
Oh,
or
you
this
jerk.
door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? One
3.
solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you.
I literally was just trying all these things. What a jerk.
This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first.
Goodbye,
so
Employee
can't.
427.
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Oh, man, they had me. They had me. I was like, all right, which button? I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do I have to do? Oh, gosh. Different. We're not out of the game yet.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Papers everywhere, though. Wasn't like that last time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on
All
his
right,
left.
we'll go escape route this time. I think I might have hit every ending then. We'll see.
Yet there was not a single person here.
I'll have to look it up
either.
later.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Oh, gosh, that's fantastic. Little border
Coming to a
broom
staircase,
closet.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Well, let's see if this is open again. Does the same stuff. Yeah, it does. Oh, it's a different words though, because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Alright, well I gotta check the elevator again. Alright, that's enough. Step 1, 2.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor, he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour. But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation,
I wish I could remember
he
it
found a
and
keypad
put it in
behind the
before he
boss's
finishes.
desk. What could it mean? Was it a sign of hope for Stanley's future? Alas, it was not. For although this keypad guarded the terrible secret of Stanley's past, it had been assigned a 4-digit code so devious and so random that no man... Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
At this point, I do
That
not.
kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Game, you're killing me.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the open
I should've known.
passageway.
I should have known. Alright, let's escape.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large
No,
door
he
that
didn't.
read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Or will he? Gladys.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yep. I'm in a minecart.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man.
Ow.
So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
We just narrate. Have a narrator within the narrator. Oh. The Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see
Ouch.
now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Office layout. Oh, this is awesome. The two doors. Solitaire. I'm glad I saved this one. I think I've gotten most of them. This is probably going to be the last one that I do. Button sounds. I'm glad this is one of the last ones I've gotten. The maintenance room, yep. Nice, went down there. This is like a Stanley Parable museum. I love this. This is so good. Boss's office? I don't think I've seen those two, the one on the left, one on the right, though. Office clock, nice. Yep, cool. Kevin, oh cool. Kevin Brighting, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the entire game 3 separate times over 2 years of development. I can barely hear it though. Okay. No, I'm glad they give him a acknowledgement there. That's pretty awesome. Freedom ending. That was the first one I did. Countdown desk. Stupid countdown room. Exit. Probably death, but my brain hurts so bad. Game design mock-up. That's hard to say. I could go back and count. On the right side, I definitely got like 6 or 7. We asked people to email the narrator questions. What? Dear Strong Band, how do you type with boxing gloves on? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, I got the end. I've gotten a lot, and my brain really hurts from looking at a lot of endings. I got the line ending. Alright, well, that's the museum.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Yep.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
It is.
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me.
Oh.
You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice.
Refuse.
Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time
Jeez. The art ending. I don't know if I've gotten the art ending. Yeah. Yeah, everyone seems to not get. I think you had it right the first time. Did that end? Do I have to actually escape and quit here? Okay. Apparently, yes. The art ending.